Those people who think that I did something against them. People who make judgments based on gossip. People who they think they're so much better than me. There are people like that. They think they're so much better, and the more they think that, and the more they behave like they're better than me, the less better than me they become. I'm in a group. I have one social activity, which I haven't even been going to, pretty much. But it's so miserable there. It's so miserable for me to go there. Usually because people there, there's so much that's been said about me, and so many lies have been told about me, especially by the leader of this whole group. She is one of the two people in the greatest position of power in that group are two of the most shallowest people I've ever known. But the leader of the group, the director of this group, has so little character that she just treats me like I'm garbage. Who treats somebody that way? She believes I did something against her. She believes I went above her head and did something and said bad things about her. And the truth is, I did go above her head because I had no choice, because she wouldn't help me, and I was being forced out against the rules, and I was being harassed in emails, numerous emails, and accused of things I didn't do. And I asked her several times to help me, to intervene, and she refused. So yeah, I did have to go above her head, but I'm not somebody that just goes around and soils people's reputation. I'm not somebody like her. She did that to me. I did not do that to her. I spoke so highly of her, and now I regret it, but I spoke so highly of her. I raved about her to this woman. I didn't say a bad thing against her. I didn't say one bad thing against her. I just raved about her, and I told this woman how talented she was, and I told her, this nice email that she had sent me one time, and I told her about how she had donated a little bit of her final fees as a member of the chorus. She donated part of them into my account because I was struggling at the time financially. And I just bragged her up so much. And in return, she lied to everybody and told them, I don't know what she told them. I asked her to go to a board meeting and help me tell people, help me communicate with people, because I kept emailing and saying, I don't want people upset with me. I don't want to make people angry. I want us all to get along. And but the people I emailed that to wouldn't respond. It's like they just wanted to be hateful toward me. Nothing I could do or say changed any of that. So I asked this director to please go to the board meeting and help me speak and help me explain what happened, including why I had this woman call her. Because I did. I called this woman who was in the regional division, and I asked her to call our director because I was having so much trouble dealing with the president, and the president was just sending me these hurtful emails, accusatory emails, even just saying mean things about me being unstable, about me being up and down in the risers too much, answering the phone in the rise. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. So I asked her to go with me. I asked our director to go and speak at the board meeting and help me explain so that we can all get along. And I get to the board meeting, and then she won't even let me be a part of it. I'm the one who asked her to go and help me speak, and then she won't let me be in it. And she goes and takes the board members off, and they apparently had a big bitch session about me because when I asked her, she came back. I'm like, what did they say? And the first thing she said was, you should not have contacted that woman. And I only contacted that woman when I had no other choice. After email and email and email to our director, and she wouldn't help. And I was being kicked out, and they were violating the standing rules, and nobody in our group would help me. That's when I went outside of our group, because I had no choice. But like I said, I raved about her reputation. And in that board meeting, she just ripped mine to shreds. And then people treat me like shit in that group. They treat me like I'm subhuman. And the stuff that they're blaming me for, most everything they're probably blaming me for is something that I don't even know what it's for. I don't even know why they're angry with me. I mean, I don't know what they think I've done. So much is said. So many accusations against me. And it all started way back because I was made a Q listener early in my membership. Way back when I was made a Q listener, a qualifier, either passing or failing somebody, depending how many mistakes they had. And I had the president. She was the person, one of two people who submitted her recordings to me, and she did not pass every time, first time, every time. And I couldn't pass her the first time every time because she had so many mistakes. And that made her angry. And then I was on the board, and she wouldn't let me talk on the board. She would always shut me. I wasn't allowed to speak. And then she just got everybody to hate me. And then everybody just... There was even one woman who refused to sing with me. Refused to sing with me. She wanted to be in a Valentine's quartet. She had 3 of the 4 parts. I wanted to sing in a quartet. I was that part she needed. I have sung in a quartet before. I'm a decent singer. As good as anybody else in that quartet. And of the other 3 she had. She would rather not sing than to sing with me. But the director, she is so cruel. She is so cruel. I mean, I pay dues just like everybody else. But she treats me like I'm shit. She treats me like I'm nothing. She blames me for things. They say I did things. They're not perfect, but there are so many things I'm accused of. I mean, they actually tried to have me removed from the Q team. They actually went to the director, the previous director, and tried to have me kicked off the Q team because they couldn't stand that I was made a Q listener so early. But I have a music degree. I mean, I just become a member, but I had a music degree. There was a reason. And I find this out years later that's why everybody was so fucking mad. These people just... And they all suck up to her. Everybody sucks up to this woman. This woman who is characterless. She looks down on me. I have so much more character than she does. I may be a social idiot. I am. But I care about people, and I'm kind, and I'm compassionate, and I don't treat people like garbage. I refuse to treat people like garbage. I just wish other people felt the same. Nobody would even let me tell what happened. Nobody cares about the truth. Nobody cares about my side of the story. Everybody just judges me. And they all judge me based on, I don't know, whatever is being said. And the funny thing is, I mean, even if I talk to somebody and they realize, oh yeah, maybe Polly isn't so bad, by the time I get back there the next week, or the next week, they've been gossiping about me behind my back, and then I can't keep up with it because they've decided that I'm a bad person again. Not that I'm a bad person, just that I'm a loser, I think. I think they just see me as a loser, and I am. In some ways, I am a loser. Society, definitely. By society standards, I am a total failure. But I have been through so much suffering. These people could not imagine a lifetime of suffering like this. And it builds character. You go through what I've gone through continuously your whole life, and you either become a raving lunatic, evil person, or you become this incredible, kind, compassionate person. Which I am. Just sensitive as hell. So easily hurt. So badly damaged. Adopted by a family who was so angry at each other already. Parents who couldn't stand each other. A mother who had no capacity for empathy or compassion. And I was raised by a family who decided that I wasn't good enough. That I just wasn't what they wanted. They made a mistake. When they adopted me, they didn't get what they wanted. And I hear that all the time. Not all the time, but I have been told that. My mother says terrible things to me. And I'm stuck in this. I'm stuck in this life where I'm dependent on her because of my disability, which a lot of is I'm just powerless. I feel powerless. I've always felt powerless. I want to get out from under her control. She's so cruel. Just I've had so many negative experiences, so many bad interactions, and so few good ones. That's the problem, especially lately. Just so few good interactions that I'm just so beaten up. I got arrested 2 years ago for drug possession. I'm somebody who never even did drugs. I'm somebody who never smoked a cigarette. I don't even drink alcohol. But I was taking prescription meds, and in this day and age, I was taking an opiate prescription med, and if you're taking an opiate, then you must be an addict. And I had them in my possession. My mother would pick up my meds all the time at the pharmacy, and she'd have them in the car. I don't understand why you can't even have them in the car. It doesn't even make sense to me. You can't have them in your possession. If they're in somebody else's name, you can't take them from point A to point B. And yet people do it all the time, and they pick them up from a pharmacy. It's not like I was taking them. These weren't mine. These were some that were not my medication, and I wasn't taking them. My medication I take. Now, my medication is not a problem. Just that if there are any opiates I went to the hospital. I went to the ER not long ago. And the first thing they do is, why are you taking so much pain medication? She didn't even know how much I was taking. She saw the bottle, and bam. You know, people are crazy about that. I realize a lot of people abuse medication, but there are some of us who are a lot more responsible about that. There are some of us who don't abuse it. And I have proven that. I've proven that over the last 5 years. I've proven it to my doctor. I've proven it through my pharmacy. I've proven it consistently. Anyway, for me, somebody who spent my whole life just trying to prove that I'm a good person, to a family who just saw me as bad person, bad child, bad little girl. I've spent my whole life trying to prove that I'm good, and then I get arrested. It was a nightmare for me. I mean, I'm not like other people that doesn't... I mean, I spent that whole year just crying about it. I still cry about it. I'm not a criminal. It's just like this permanent mark that says I'm a bad person, and I'm not. I try so hard to show people that I'm not a bad person. But that's how people treat me. That's how I've been treated since I was a little kid. A bad little kid. Bad little kid. I don't know anybody in the world who tries harder than I do. I don't know anybody in the world who hurts more than I do. Who suffers more than I do. I'm sure they're out there. I want to be accepted, and I want to be treated with kindness, and I want to somehow get my life together. It all just feels so hopeless. I've got this chorus again Tuesday, and I do want to go, but I don't think this is going to be a good week. Again, I've had a lot of bad weeks, but I did go 2 weeks ago. I do have a friend in there who, she called me, and she was really kind. She really was. She reminded me that I'm a very good writer, that I have very good writing skills, and she's right, I do. I have very sharp writing skills, which I need to use, but I just feel powerless. So she encouraged me to go to chorus, and she said people will greet me warmly, which I didn't really believe, because they usually don't even talk to me. They all seem to think they're better than I am. And I do try to talk to people. I do try to reach out. I don't do it well enough, but some will answer me back. Some are polite. Some will just glare at me. The director always manages to make me feel like crap about myself. The president's hated me ever since I was her key listener. I really, really just want to be a part of it. And they were nice. I mean, a lot of people did greet me warmly, so actually, I knew that Evelyn is my friend. I knew she had said something to him, because she was right. They were friendlier to me than they have been this entire time. I don't know what she said, but I'm grateful to her. I just want to fit in. I want to be accepted. I want people to not believe lies. They hear things people say. They think that group talks. That group has had problems way before I was ever a member. One of the sleaziest people I've ever known was a member of that group, actually isn't anymore, thank God. She was so backstabbing. She was one of the two who went to our director and told her she wanted to be removed from the Q team. I didn't do anything wrong. I did it right. I did it right, and I had it confirmed by her, for one, which made it partly really crazy, and also by the director. But it's all stuck in my head. I mean, it's like I have to keep all this stuff bottled up because nobody lets me tell what happened. They don't care what I have to say. They never let me say, never defend myself, never let me defend myself. So it's just all bottled up. And it's not just that group. I mean, it's DHS and disability and CMH and, of course, then the court system, the legal system. It's been a really rough few years. Really, ever since my dad died, I think just everything got really bad, then it got a little bit better, and then it just went to hell. My life has just, I don't know. But I mean, I know I'm like really depressed right now. I've got, I hope this doesn't go for a whole week. It's that time of the month. And I've got this, it's so hard. I hurt so much. My chest my heart just feels like it's being ripped out of me. I feel so alone and so misunderstood. Just right now, everything's hopeless. But then, hopefully, in 4 or 5 days, maybe, however long it is, things will kind of even out again. I'll be better for like 3 weeks. And I just have to look forward to that. Just have to get through this. I just have to get through this in one piece, and then I'll be okay again for a while. So, just, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just a mess. I'm such a mess. I'm just such a disaster. Train wreck.